Well, good morning, and how are we all doing? I'm Cassandra B, and this is your energy report of the day. Oh, that didn't even want to come out of my mouth properly today. Wow, we're off. All right, today is Wednesday, May 6th. How are you all doing? How are we all feeling today? I have to say, I got up now 2 days in a row where there's flipping snow. I am not impressed. This is not making me a happy girl. We did go live. That's great. But yeah, I'm not happy about that. This white and minus weathers and it just, no. I pulled my convertible out. I started getting stuff out in the yard. And I know it's the first week of May. You don't have to tell me. But honestly, if you look back we have had like plus 20 weathers at this point. A matter of fact, a few years back, we had like plus 26 or something like that for the 5/5 portal. So -1 is flipping cold. I'm just saying. All right, let's get on. I wonder, does it help everybody else's allergies? Is this made it better or worse? Just out of curiosity. Let's get on with the day. Today's energy is, good morning, Shauna. Yeah, right? Not impressed with this weather. So today feels like power slowing down. There's the pressure that we felt for the last few days is still here, but something is really shifting today. So this is great. Good morning, Catherine. The intensity is no longer pushing outwards. It's actually turning in. Yeah, it's coming back to see you. So this is where the real work that we've been doing actually begins. This is we went through the portal. Now we have to start working. Great. All right, so let's get on with it. Pluto stations retrograde, the inner turn. So Pluto has gone into retrograde. Remember I kept saying that I feel like Mercury is going to go retrograde, which today is a Mercury day. Yeah, Mercury's not going retrograde until the end of June. It's actually Pluto that decided to retrograde now. So this is quiet, powerful shift today that's happening. This is Pluto going into retrograde means deep internal reflection, revisiting the old patterns, power reclaimed through awareness. So you may notice old issues coming up, past conversations or conflict arising or reappearing because we're wanting to actually close that shit off and move forward. And we can't do that unless we close the door on those old issues. A sense of haven't I done this already? Like, haven't we gone through this? Haven't we been here? Like, oh my God, how much longer are we going to be here? That kind of energy is kind of, the bubbling up over the next little while we have Pluto retrograde. So, but we're being asked to respond differently. We're not asking to go back in those old ways. Good morning, sweetheart. We are being asked to, this is a refinement. This is to step into the refinement. We've been doing all of the work and we've been really trying to figure out what it is we want and what it is we don't want. And most of us can figure out what we don't want, maybe not what we do want. But this is where the shift comes in to really allow us to refine what we want. This is it isn't regression. It's about refining what has come forward for what we're bringing forward for what we're wanting for ourselves. And it's now going, okay, this is the piece I really like. Now let's refine this piece, good morning, Lindsay, into the best way forward or the best idea, or let's really focus on this piece, whatever it is, and then everything will build off of that. So that is the refinement we are doing. I got really puffy hair today in all sorts of ways. Sorry. Mars is squaring Jupiter. So this is drive and friction. The fire is still in the system. So I'm just letting you know that fire is here all year. We're in a fire year horse, but next year is also a fire year. So get comfortable with the fire because we are in here for the next 18 months. You are going to be in this fiery energy. And with Uranus going into Gemini and Pluto now retrograding and it being a Mercury day that's direct, all of these energies, but they're paired right now with Capricorn. And this is ambition, competition, competitiveness, the urgency to move forward, being really I need direction, because Capricorn is all about, I need a direction. I need to know where I'm going. It's a very tangible, structural aspect. So without it, it becomes power struggles, ego clashes, who's in control dynamics. And I've already seen that even bubble up in the last 24 hours. So even noticing how that energy shifts in. But when you have intention with this energy, it becomes focused productivity, shared goals, disciplined action. So all of these energies that are here can be used good, or it can be used for crap, right? So depending on how you move through it. And if those things are bubbling up for you from the past, from old people, old ideas, old traumas, take a look at it. Understand that you are the one that gets to make a choice on how you move through with it, whether it stays with you, whether it gets left behind, whether that door gets closed. However that is, you get to make the decisions. This is all about choice going forward. We are no longer following and be around others blindly. We are intuitively leaning into our body, knowing our own inner truth, and moving forward with that energy of going forward. We are making choice every day, every step, every moment of what it is we want and don't want in our world. That is the shift we are moving into. We are trusting with blind faith that the best things are coming towards us, but then we get to make choice when they actually land in our lap. Is this for me, or is this not for me? Was this a part of my old idea, or is this a part of the new that I'm going into? Or is this just not for me at all? Wherever that sits with you, kind of look at that energy as we move forward, especially over the next 18 months. The Capricorn energetic that is here today is all about responsibility, long-term thinking, getting things done. I already got up this morning and had a phone call. I emailed my bank to ask some questions. I did some other things. I took a shower. I already been outside with the dog. I have been like just doing things because it's really feeling like I want to get things done. I want to move forward. This energy really supports planning, organizing, executing what you plan and organize, and then staying grounded in the energy, because this is Capricorn, right? It is very grounded earth energy. So be really grounded in your own energy today. But it can also feel heavy and serious and pressure filled. I am definitely feeling a lot of that. This key is not to reset in this work. It's to work with clarity. This is all about getting clear on what you want, and that is what will be pulled forward to you. If you're getting stuff all willy-nilly all over the place, guess what? You're willy-nilly all over the place inside of here and all inside of here. So you are the one that needs to get grounded in what it is you want, so that what comes forward to you is actually what you're wanting for you. If everything is scattered or all over the place, or there's no real line through, that's about you. So clarify what it is you want. Get clear on your abundant vision, and then taking those steps forward to deal with it and to go move forward to it and to capture it within you. There's a shift from force to consideration. So there's a noticeable change today. So we are going to feel less impulsive than we have lately. And I can say I was really impulsive in the last little bit, and maybe that's for my highest good, and maybe it's not, because we'll just find out around the corner if I made some silly mistakes or if they're the best things for me, you know, how it moves through. So you're going to notice being less impulsive, more thoughtful, more looking at bigger picture, slower, steadier movements. This is really where we want to shift into, is getting out of the, I don't need to push this, I need to handle it properly. That's the medicine. That's the shift. It's not pushing. It's not making others feel and want and do what we want. It's learning how to handle our own energy, our own desires, our own drive, our own, all of our stuff. It's about really learning how to handle that, because that is the medicine we are walking with. How we handle ourselves, how we are in space, how we move throughout the world, that's the medicine we walk with. So what medicine are you walking with? All the trauma and crap you've gone through, now with it embodied into, and with clarity and understanding of how you, whatever it is, that's your medicine. The pathway that you've walked already and to where you are now, all that stuff behind you, that's your medicine. We need to shift and understand that all the crappy things that happen to us and all the amazing things that happen to us are a part of the stuff that we get to take forward with us going forward, and it becomes a part of the medicine. And medicine is being able to hold space for people in certain areas. It's being able to listen and have compassion and empathy for what somebody else is going through. It's being able to see things from a different perspective, not just your own. It's all of these things as we age and mature, and we start to open up and be vulnerable and see things on a bigger, good morning, Esme, on a bigger level. It's really about slower, steadier movement for ourselves so that we can come into our medicine deeper, so that we can come into the medicine we carry and offer it up truly, honestly, authentically in our own space. This is the shift that we're going through. This is we're not striving to be like everybody else. We're striving to be our best self. This is the thing that we want. We have been in that competitive energy for eons. We're not doing that anymore. We're not gatekeeping. We're not doing any of this. Isn't mine. Oh my God, you can't stop. There is so much room, and if you allow yourself to be open, what can flow in and flow out, throw back and forth, and you're going to bring things for you that are actually for you. Not everything is for you, and you don't want everything. That's a whole lot. We want to bring the stuff for us that actually matters, and let go of the stuff that doesn't. Get out of the competitive. Get out of that you need to look like somebody else or be like somebody else or work like somebody else because they do it like this or this program runs like this. Stop. You've done the schooling. You've been with the people. What is it you actually want for yourself? That is the question that's being asked right now for every human being. What do you want for yourself? And then how can you bring that amazing part of you into the we to share with the masses? That's the shift that we're going in. We can't be everything for everybody at every moment. So stop trying. Get out of that idea that you need to be perfect, that you need to know it all, that you need to be everything for everybody. You are one piece of the big pie. You are one, strand in the spider web, which today's energy is, by the way, spider. So we have all of this, interest. There went my tongue that didn't want to work. All these intricate, moving parts and energies and all of that. And we are all weaved together. All of humankind is weaved together. We feel energies that we don't even understand and don't even know where they come from. And that's the shift. It's feeling in, understanding, thinking, processing, communicating. Today's a Wednesday day, it's Mercury. So it's all about getting into our mind and really communicating what it is. So today it supports problem solving, strategic thinking, and clear communication, as long as it's intentional and as long as it's aligned in your truth. We want to be mindful to the overthinking, the mental rigidity, the trying to figure everything out and make sure that it's all perfect and before we, do anything. Yeah, let that go. Just so you know, there's not a single person on this entire planet that is perfect. So what are you striving for? Because nobody else is perfect. Where in our heads do we think we could ever make this all perfect? That everything has to be just, it doesn't. We need to actually put it out there and it will change and grow and flourish and be just like we have from birth to now. You have grown and you have flourished. Stop looking for perfection. This is just a journey of all sorts of learnings and beings. So stop trying to figure it all out because you're never going to. That's the destination. Once you have it all figured out, you're going to go back to source and be part of the energetic being that you were when you started this journey, or before you started this journey, I guess. Anyway, the animal of the day today is the spider, and that's the weaver. This is creation, patience, interconnectedness, building something over time. That's the big one, right? We have been building since we were born. We have been building this body. We've been building this life inside of ourselves. We've been building all of these things, slow, steady. I'm going to be 54 this year. It's taken me 54 years to get here, to understand that perfection, that all of those things are actually not a part of, when that's what I've been striving for my entire life. To go, why? Well, because somebody put that in my head at some point that that's what you needed to do in order before you could put it out there to go, what does perfection actually look like? I don't know, because there's no such thing as perfection, right? We need to get out of that big space because that's the part that actually makes everything feel so much crappier. It's the idea of perfectionism and needing to look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way for everybody to accept you. The reality is not everybody's going to accept you. Not everybody's going to like you. Matter of fact, most people won't, and that's okay. They're not your people. We don't need to be liked by everybody. We don't need to make everything perfect, and we need to stop worrying about everybody else and make sure that we like being with ourselves, that we like the things that we are doing, that we like all of that, because you're with you 365 days out of the year. So you should be your priority for what actually matters. So start making you a priority in your life. Start making what you want, what you desire, what you long for a part of your life. And then also remember to have gratitude for everything you've gone through. Have gratitude for every step that it has taken to get you to here, because this has all been a part of the knowledge you've been gaining, for the wisdom you walk with, for the stuff that you share into this big, beautiful world. This, the energy that you are bringing into the world is because of the journey you've been on. We've all had our own individual journeys. No two are the same. Even my twins do not have the same journey. They are very different people with very different perspectives and very different ways of seeing the world. Yet, they were raised together. They were raised by the same parents, but they are very, very different people. And we need to start looking at the differences in the beauty that they are, not in, oh, that person, stop that. We want that. You don't walk up to one flower and go, well, you're ugly and you're pretty. You go, oh, I really love this one. You may not like that one as much, but we don't go around telling everything else it's not as good. We just go after the things that are good. So start looking at that. Stop looking at things that don't fuel you into that power, yummy, hungry energy, and move into the energy that really fuels your soul for the best parts. So I really want to watch. There's a shadow energy that's going through right now. So if you're feeling stuck in the web, if you're over controlling outcomes, if you're losing sight of the bigger picture for yourself and the bigger picture for what you're wanting, today's the day to step back, because today is a bit of that shadowy energy. And that kind of goes along with the weather that's kind of crappy. It really does feel like a day to curl up with your blanket, maybe journal, have a cup of tea, and just sit back and think, what is it that I really do want for myself? Where have I lost some of the sight of what it is I'm really wanting? And maybe that sight need to get off of that and move on to something that actually was more aligned with ourselves. There's also a lizardy energy through. This is reminding us to have adaptability, regeneration. That's also the snake, right? Eating the tail. Shedding the was to move into what is. Instinctual awareness and survival intelligence is all really supported today for you to move into your best self. So the energy really wants us to pause, assess, and then move when it is right. We're not just moving for the sake of moving. We're moving because the timing is right for what it is we're going after. Lizard doesn't rush. Neither does the spider. Think about that spider. It will sit back in the corner and wait until that fly gets himself all caught up in the web, and then it will come forward and pounce on that opportunity. That's what you need to do. Sit back, watch for whatever that fly is in your world, and then once it gets all tangled up, you get to pounce on it and make it yours and create it into what it is you want. That's where we're wanting to go. Pounce on what you want and release what you don't. Don't worry about what gets caught in that space. Only worry about what it is you truly want for yourself. That we have the last day of the Wildcat, and this is about choosing your pathway. This is it's about closing that energy cycle we've been in and to move towards that new moon, the new energy, and the new way of being. So the Wildcat has been guiding you for the last 2 weeks through your instance, your independence, your boundaries, your self-trust. I actually realized I have much better boundaries than I thought. And then I can really verbalize what it is that I want in very point form, what is good for me, what isn't, even in my business, in my personal life, where that has been, a little bit crazy, where I have let my business and my personal kind of sway a little bit. I was really able to set some really clear boundaries in the last little while. So that is something that has really changed within me. What has changed within you the last few weeks, months? Have you been able to find a better voice for yourself? Have you been able to find better boundaries that, serve and protect you? Have you been able to integrate all of these knowledges and information that you've received, all these ahas over the last 6 months? Because there's been many. So how have you been shifting through? And now when we're now moving into all of these new energies, and with Pluto being in retrograde, really slow yourself down and move. Remember, Pluto is a dwarf planet. Some people consider it, some people don't, but I will tell you this. That planet has major power when it is moving through the circulation. And now that it's gone into retrograde, it's really wanting us to slow down and remember what it is that we want truly for ourselves going forward. So today is integration is what have I learned about my own nature, about my own self, about how I move, how I work, how I live, how I move through the world, who I have in my life, who I've let go. All of these things have been what's been shifting. So really the question today is, what have you learned about your own nature? What have you learned? Have you learned some new stuff? I've learned lots of stuff about myself that I didn't actually realize. So that's been really powerful and empowering and beautiful. And also, damn, I have some tendencies that I don't like so much. So we really have to look at some of those too. How about you? The theme of the day is refinement of power, conscious response over reaction. Oh, beautiful. Yay, 12 cards up and going. What is the 13th card you're going to get done? Sorry, I just want to know that one because, you know, we're all in there. So the guidance for the day is focus on what actually needs to get done. Channel energy into productive work, not conflict. When old issues return, respond differently. That is one of the big things to take away. If you've been responding a certain way and it gets you a certain result and you're not liking the certain result, maybe you have to respond differently to get a different result. That is really that thing. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and you expect something to change, how's that going to work, right? We need to change ourselves in order to get a different response, a different outcome. So be intentional with what you are building. Esme, you're being super intentional with what you're building. I'm so excited for your deck. I can't wait for it to get into print. Oh, the whole deck is the 13th. Oh, I love that for you. I love that for me. Make sure that I'm on one of the first decks. I'm all in. Sorry, I'm very excited for this. I've been watching her do her cards for all these months and it's been beautiful and exciting and I'm so excited for it. Anyway, sorry, I know. Squirrel. Be intentional with what you're building. Move with awareness, not urgency. Honor your instincts and your boundaries. Choose your battles wisely. My goodness, please, with that one, choose the battles you are doing wisely going forward. Every battle does not have to be your battle. Every aspect does not have to be a confrontation. Be very, very aware and conscious of the choices you are making and the battles that you are going into. Make sure it's a battle you actually want to support all the way through, that you're not just jumping in for a moment and jumping out. We really want to be in the battles that are going to take us long term. But remember, you can always change your mind. So even if you are going down with a battle or going into a certain space or whatever it is, and there comes a moment where you go, this doesn't align with my truth, that's where you stop. You don't keep going. You don't keep moving in. That's where you pause and go, wait a minute. Is this actually best for me still? Because you can leave at any time. We do not have to stay stuck. But what you want to do is choose what you're going into really consciously right now. Choose what is worth your time and energy. Don't fall back into old ways and old beings because we know that didn't work. That's why you are where you are. And now you need to figure out how to move into spaces in a better way, a grounding way with clarity and making choice. That's the things that are going to change for each one of us. So let that energy bring grounding and clarity as you move forward, especially today as we shift out of the Wildcat path energy and we'll shift tomorrow into new energy. So today you may feel like things are slowing down, but that it's not that it's lost momentum. Trust that there's still beautiful momentum going forward. It's not that urgency. It's not that big fire push to and pressure to go forward. It's not a loss of momentum. It's a controlled return. It's an making clear, conscious choices forward. You're no longer being pushed by the energy. You're learning how to work with it. This is that integration within self. So the old patterns may show up, but you are not the same person meeting them. So remember that you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. So don't act in the same way if those things show up again, because you're not the same person. So don't react or engage in the same way you did, because it got you the results that you didn't enjoy. So make sure that you're getting results that you do want, that you are okay with. So we need to understand that we are not the same people, and by being that changes everything within our world. So weave those wide, move intentionally, and trust yourself. This is where power becomes real. This is where our steps become intentional, and this is where the pathway really opens up, because we've done the work. We've been doing the stuff. And now that knows what energy to pull towards you, so that you know what energy to start walking. Remember, we're in the dual moon this month. It's a gateway. This whole month is a portal to move forward. With the portal shift yesterday of the 5-5 and the new moon in the middle of those two big, beautiful full moons of May, we are shifting through and walking through a portal. So when you hit June, this is about the new truth you will be walking in. This is about the new being you've been working so hard to get to. That's what we're in now. That's what we're doing. That's where we're headed. It's a very exciting time, and it's a little bit scary because we don't know what this looks like. So trust your inner being, trust that intuitive part with you, and look at that big abundant vision. And then remember, all you need to worry about is taking one beautiful step into it. That's it. We only need to worry about the one step we are taking right now, not the 12 steps ahead. They'll come as they need, right? You're walking your pathway. Pretend that you can't see a foot in front of you, that you can only see that step you're taking. If you start looking in that energy, and then when you take a step, looking at the abundant vision, and then coming back in and taking that step and worrying about that. And then every once in a while, taking a big abundant vision and taking that next step way in, you will find that your ebb and flow is actually aligned better for who you are and where you are going. So have some patience, take a step back, and take a nice deep breath today, because we are stepping into true voice, true power of who you are, and true authentic being. It's a beautiful time we're moving into, but I'm just giving you a little heads up. It might be a little rock and roll through the next few weeks, and it's going to be a little rough until next year at this time, because we're shifting into the sleeping phoenix. So this planning energy is leaving, and this fire energy is moving us forward. The feminine is arising to balance out the masculine energies. It's so beautiful. It's an amazing time to be in, but it's also really challenging, a little heavy, and it makes us ask ourselves a lot of questions. So keep learning, keep growing, walk with your medicine, walk your own path, and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, and make sure you're doing what's best for you. And remember, big abundant vision, one beautiful step into you. And I'll see you again tomorrow for the energy part of the day, or for 30-day reset with me, Cassandra B. I'll be back on here in 5 minutes with that report. Anyway, have a lovely day. Stay warm, stay toasty, do some journaling, and find out a little more about you today on this beautiful Mercury day. Anyway, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.